probably a lot of it was like, oh, that person's jumping the fence. Oh, that person's trampling that person. I can do it too, and I'm not gonna get in trouble because everyone's doing it.
What do you guys think of that Travis Scott crowd surge case? You think he should be responsible for that? Ooh.
I want to know what you think first.
Dude, that was a deep breath. I don't know if it's necessarily his fault.
I would say I don't know
waiting
if
for
it
Dustyn to say it.
Yeah.
Dustyn, I'm throwing
I
you a
feel
line
like
here. Help me out.
I really feel
Life preserver.
I really feel like I'm gonna be the mediator here. I don't know if he should really be at fault. He should. Like, I understand like why someone would blame him, but like just because he didn't stop his concert doesn't mean like he should be like in trouble for anything. But like his security team, like there's that.
How easy is it to see what's going on in the crowd? How easy is it to see what's actually going on?
I think it's a lot easier than we think because they're so high up above everybody. Like they can see everybody.
Thousands of people out in the crowd.
I don't know.
That's my thing.
I've never been up where they are. I'm not that important.
I've
always been down where everybody else
I would
is.
imagine that like all of a sudden you just like everyone's standing having a fun time, but then all of a sudden you see like a group of people that are like just like then I would imagine you would see that
like getting knocked down and stuff. I would hope.
I think you would see that. I think
you would have to see it.
But with all the like the flashing lights and effects you have going and all the energy you got growing through, like I could see it, but at the same time, like
I could see you not processing it. You know what I mean?
Well, because I'm just trying to compare this to like the first concert I ever went to was in like a stadium, like a football stadium, and we were so far away. No, they're not going to see us. The second one I went to, if there was an issue, they probably would have noticed because it was like in a basketball arena and it was a lot more visible. Like, we were closer. We weren't super close, but like if something were to happen in our area and like just a big cluster, shit show was happening, I think they would notice.
Somebody should definitely be responsible.
And so that's why I don't know if it should be like solely him. I think that like anybody that, including himself, like anybody that is meant to be in charge of like crowd safety and crowd control, because there's got to be people, especially with a huge crowd like that, when they know a shit ton of people are going to be there and it's going to be like a standing room only area, there's going to be one of those active. Like you're bound to have, somebody's going to at the very least get a fucking bum toe, get your foot stepped on it, whatever. So there's got to be some people that were there like meant to have like crowd control and crowd safety and stuff like that. They have medics on standby for that reason at like all concerts. So, like, none of y'all.
Yeah, I mean, it shouldn't be just one person. It should be a group of people. And, if they were to get, like, charged for it or however that would play out, like, I don't think that'd be the worst thing in the world just because, like, y'all didn't do your job. There's people, like, jumping, trampling each other over the gates and, like, no one's, like, I understand one person is like supposed to be sitting there scanning the tickets or whatever, and all of a sudden if you just see 20 people that are going to hurdle and jump the fence or whatever and you're just the one person scanning tickets, you're not going to do nothing. Exactly, what are you going to do? So it's just like, but like they should have had probably more security. They should have, I guarantee you things probably could have been better than they were.
For sure. I think if nothing else, it's a learning, it's a point to jump off of like a what not to do.
Yeah,
because it was so preventable.
Yeah, for sure.
It's just crazy that people even act that way. Like there's not anything that like I could even think of that would make me trample people to go and like it doesn't matter like if it's a concert, sporting event, doesn't like I really can't think of anything that would make me want to do that personally. And just some people just get that just out there that they think it's okay or like I think it's probably a lot of it was like, oh, that person's jumping the fence. Oh, that person's trampling that person. I can do it too, and I'm not gonna get in trouble because everyone's doing it. Yeah,
anonymity because there's more of us.
It's literally monkey see, monkey do. I'm sure that was probably a big part of it too.
For sure. I think the only reason that I would like trample anybody is if like my life was like also in danger. Or something.
But like when no one's life's in, person being trampled on's life's in danger. But when it's just you're trying to go see a Travis Scott concert, it's just like that's ridiculous. No, he's no.
Sorry.
I don't think anyone's gonna be tweeting it anymore.
Come at me.
I don't think anyone's that important to have other people just trampled over to get to go watch a concert.
And for what?
Yeah, why?
For what?
You're not.
You want to be 2 feet closer to the stage?
Yeah. To get his sweat on you? I don't know. Fucking people are weird.
I don't know. It just seems like it was needless. Somebody should have been
Super.
paying attention.
It could have
I
been
just don't
avoided.
know if it was him. Where he's up on stage, I just don't know what you can really see up on that.
Yeah, I don't know how much you can see. From what I was understanding, it was like people that were relatively close to the stage,
Well,
though. No,
and they were in front of cameras, right? Weren't people
Right.
climbing on top of structures to
people
get
and being like,
attention?
"Hey, fucking," and they were like, "No, we're filming." Like,
So then, should that guy be held responsible to some point too? Should the venue be
I
held
don't know what
responsible?
the answer is, but it should. It was.
Yeah, because I mean, it's just like when you have like, if you can agree on the security team should be, like to blame to some extent. Okay, is it the security team that was right there? Is it the whole security
Right.
team, even including the people who were on the other side of the stadium doing their job? Everything's going okay over there, but because
Right.
these guys didn't do their jobs, like if you do it, like where do you stop
Right,
it? Like,
Yeah.
is a
where's the
certain
line?
like who was in this section? I guess you could go that way. It's like who, like in the section of where the problems were occurring, what security team or unit was supposed to be right there? Who was the personnel that was supposed to be right there doing their job, and then clearly
Right, and
didn't or did
obviously
a very
did
poor
not.
job of it. Because like obviously someone, if Mark's over there on the other side of the arena doing his job and everything's going fine, like he shouldn't be blamed for that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he
Mark's
didn't-
okay.
But I don't know. That's a problem is when you accept that the security team is going to be, in trouble for it. It's like, okay, but then how do you go from there and just say who's in trouble?
And if you scope it down to just him, he's the face of it all,
For sure.
then you don't have to worry about that. You could say, no, this is because of Travis Scott,
Right.
and we're suing him.
And
Because...
I feel like that's like something that you have to be. I don't know if anybody in the entertainment industry knew that they had to be prepared for that. But
well, it's happened before.
you have to be prepared for, like, you're gonna be the fall guy, like that's what happens when you're the big
fish.
the big one.
I think it happened there. It has definitely
I'm sure
happened
it's
before
happened
where
before.
people have died. I think it was a rock concert.
But that, like, how many people in it? Like, multiple.
Yeah.
It's a little
There were quite a
different, but I
few.
mean, like 3 or 4 years ago, or however long ago it was in Vegas, like Jason Aldean had a concert over there, and there was a guy like had like a gun, like killed a bunch of people, and like they had to like shut the.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
that shooting.
Yeah, like that was a big
Oh,
thing.
the Las Vegas.
The
That
Las
was
Vegas
like
shooting, yeah.
like
Oh,
hashtag
yeah.
Vegas strong, I think is what it was for
Yeah,
for
I
a
don't
while.
think that's his fault.
That's a
though.
little
No, no,
different.
no,
You can't help
no.
it. If somebody
That's-
starts shooting
no.
at your concert,
No,
But
I
he wasn't
know.
even at the concert. He was in a hotel.
Yeah, overlooking
yeah,
it.
So
Yeah.
it's just like that's what it's different, but it's just like but even like learning from that, like
Yeah.
kind of like that's how we could take
Which
away
is so
from.
fucking crazy that it's like nobody would have thought that I had to pay attention all that way. It was
Yeah, but it's just like when you're like you gotta.
You gotta be prepared for fucking
Yeah.
everything.